and then you can have the link on YouTube. Brilliant.
So, welcome. One of the things that I like to do is to make sure that my spine, I do a lot of computer work, and I know that I don't open my shoulders as much as I should, and I end up kind of clamshelling. So one of the things in yoga that I find really important is to lengthen the spine. And to lengthen the spine, that often means raising the hips slightly higher than the knees. And it allows you a bit of space to open the hips, and it allows the spine to actually settle a bit easier for you. Blocks, blanket, wherever. And then, hi, is that Heather? Oh, that's okay. Oh, bless you. That's okay. Literally, I'm just doing an intro, so come and join us. Verity, it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So if you bring yourself and unravel your very new mat. There we are. Oh, and that's Heather, that's fine. No! That's okay. So, either, yeah, Heather, wherever you want to feel comfy. There's a jelly space there, and that's. Oh, look, there we are. It's like the Red Sea. I can edit this as well. It's senior. Brilliant. So while you're just getting ready, so by lengthening the spine, that allows us to just draw a little bit of height, but it also then allows us to open the chest. And the point of being able to sit is often actually an advantage, and it's something we work towards the guided meditation practice, where you're in a position where you can sit comfortably for an extended period of time. So it's quite nice just to lift the hips and allow that space in the body. And wherever your feet are, I then tend to lift and kind of wiggle myself forwards. That's just naturally where I'm comfy. But you might find that you're crossing the feet or whatever. There we are. Hopefully you will sort it there.
I'm professional. I can't sit like this open.
You don't have to. If you're not, you're on your knees already, Verity. So you can come to your shoes. If that's comfy. And there's loads of alternatives. So welcome. And wherever we're seated, we're just going to take a moment just to relax the shoulders. Just allowing the shoulders just to drop and to just take a moment of stillness. If it's comfy, Verity, you can sit towards your heels if that's comfy.
Yeah, less comfy like that. I like this.
And then just, you might even want to soften your eyes. Allow the breath just to be natural, just allow the inhale and the exhale just to rise and fall. And with the inhale, kind of breathe in energy sense of space. And on the exhale, just releasing the breath. Relaxing the hands. And then maybe just drawing the chin all the way down to the chest. And then draw across to one side like a U shape in a draw. So that you're just gently taking the nose one side and you're drawing half the moon to the other. Just really slowly back and forward. So you can do this as slow as you want. And then bring yourself all the way back to center. And maybe just take the eyes just open, just gradually. And then we're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Now this is just a wee stretch that you can do, but you can increase the stretch just very gently by taking the right hand, allowing it just to lift up and cradle so that the hand comes towards the ear. And it's finding that point that's comfy. So you're not pulling, you're just allowing a little bit of weight into this. Really gently release. Allow yourself to come back to center. And then again, drop the ear to the other side. And again, just wait. That kind of sigh gently. And then very gently again lift. And we're going to come all the way to child's pose, to balasana. Now, lots of variations here. You can keep your knees together and drop the hips to the heels, or you can take a really wide stance so the knees come wide and the toes touch. So wherever is comfy for you, if you're staying up quite high and you've got a blanket or you've got a block, you can actually bring the earth up to you, and it gives you a little bit of height. Or you can just come down and make a stretch. You can keep high if you want. Wherever you are, breathe into the sides of the legs. Breathe and use the breath so it fills the whole of the torso, the whole of the core, the whole of the back. And then you're going to just walk your hands to one side of the mat and walk a hand in front of the other and get a side stretch down the side of the body. Cross the hand if you want to get a deep stretch. And very gently move the hand across so you can stretch on the other side. And that allows that feeling all the way down the side of the body. Stretch to suit yourself. And use that breath, and the breath can deepen a stretch, so be careful with it. It can, as you inhale the next, you can deepen into just at the beginning of our practice, so listen to your body. And then walk the hands all the way up towards you. And if you aren't already, come up to the shins. You might be able to sink to the heels. If you've got a blanket, pop it behind the heels and the back of your knees. Gives you loads of space. If you have a blanket there. That's okay. Maybe you can have. Oh, Lisanne, that's very kind. Would you like to try?
Okay, yes, thank you.
So just, if you have a blanket, you can just pop it behind, and that gives you a little bit of softness. Hands are going to come to our shins. Allow the shoulders to relax again. And then take the left hand down to the mat and lift the right hand all the way up to the side, then lift through the side of the body. You can take your gaze if you wish. And then draw that hand all the way across. So you're keeping the chest open. Really spiraling those, and wherever your arm is, on your shoulders. All the way back to the other side. So we flow, we lift, inhale. And we exhale across. All the way back to center. And this time, when we lift the right arm up, just lift the right kind of hip, and then push the hip down and come across to get deeper. All the way back to center. Left hand lifting up to the side. Lift that left hip, and then push it back down again as you stretch across. Brilliant. Bring the hands all the way back down. Bring the hands to prayer. And allow the heels of the hand just to push together gently. And drop the shoulders. Take a breath here. And we're going to sweep. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, float the hands all the way down. Palms facing out. Interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the hands into the knuckle. And draw the knuckle down. And maybe tuck the chin, and maybe lift the hands away from you. Depends how much of a stretch you want across the front. Release the hands gently, don't let them spring. And then draw them forwards, interlace the fingers forwards, push the palms away from you, and then tuck the whole body. So tucking chin into the chest. Stretching away. Release the hands. And while we're here, we're going to just do eagle arms, because I'll bring this into the practice a wee bit tonight. So, best way, you might know Vinyasa. I tend to bring the palms together and lift the elbows up slightly. This is where you are. Perfect. You can keep going. You can drop the left arm and just draw the right elbow in. We get feathers. And that might be where you are as well. You might then be able to catch the hands, and don't force any of this. If you're with your feathers, you can do even feathers, that's great. If you have the flexibility to then come in together, bring your fingers together, and then just lift. So we keep the top arm kind of parallel with the mat, and then just gently lift through the front body. If you can, take your gaze and drishti towards the fingers. And we're going to unravel gently, bring the hands gently behind us, cactus arms, the chin. And now remembering which hand went under where. Opposite ways. Now I'm going to put my right arm under. And again, you can just come in stages, wrapping wherever you're comfortable. Don't hold your breath, allow that breath to just rise. arms. Bring the hands forwards, stack them underneath the shoulders, knees, underneath the hips. Push into the first finger and the thumb and spread the other fingers. Tuck the toes if you wish. And we're going to drop the belly, look forwards, inhale to cow. Exhale, rounding the spine. Just push away from the mat, untuck the toes if you wish. Come back into cow, inhaling, looking forwards. Tuck the toes if you wish. Yes, stretch your toes. Exhale, round the spine. Untuck toes if you want to. Bring yourself all the way back to tabletop. Tuck the toes underneath you. And you can stay here and push away from the mat, or you can lift the knees, just hovering cat. Gaze is just down between the thumbs. And keep the breath, that's fine. Everything is just a choice. If it's not for you, you just use it as a stretch. And then gently bring the knees down. We're going to just give ourselves some space. I walk my hands slightly forward. We're going to come up to downward facing dog. So we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to just lift the hips, push away from the mat with our hands, and just allow ourselves to walk the feet. If it's not for you, you can still work down here on that, just in tabletop. So wherever you are, just taking a moment here, padding the feet, or just lifting and moving the ankles, so ankles. Taking a moment, we're allowing ourselves to let the head relax. And just take a moment here in stillness. So spiral the thighs in a slight gaze, the toes tucking. If you're just having a wee look, that's absolutely fine. So that the thighs just spiral a little bit. Just push the triceps towards each other. Bend the knees, look forward, so we're going to step to the top of the mat. Bringing the feet either hip width apart or together if you wish. Come into this Uttanasana, this fold. Inhale, flat back, hands come to below the knees or the feet. Exhale, back into that fold. Allow the head just to relax. Push into the heels. Just bend the knees slightly, engage the core, and sweep the arms all the way up to mountain. Upward. Maybe the hands come together, maybe the gaze comes up high. Push into the heels, and then bring the hands all the way to prayer. Take a moment with the hands at mountain. And we're just going to go through a basic sun salutation. So you can skip the vinyasa, which is a little sequence of movements. You can stand, or you can take child's pose. So just work through. Sweeping the hands, inhale, lift, up and sleep. Exhale, fold it. Inhale, flat back. Hands can come where they're comfy, so we're keeping the torso parallel with the mat. Exhale, hands are going to draw themselves down. And we're going to step all the way to plank. So hands come back, and you don't have to. It's okay, knees can come down as well if you wish. And if you've just come from the flat back, you can just come down to knees if you want to. So in plank, just take a moment. And really make sure that your hands are really positioned so that they're under the shoulders, pushing into the heels. And this is where either you can sink back into a child's pose and just take a breath, or you can come to vinyasa. So I can drop my knees, you might keep your knees off the ground. Elbows are going to come all the way down. Body comes down, stretch the toes out. Elbows come into the body narrow, but they don't push into the sides. Tuck the chin, inhale, Bhujangasana, and Cobra. Exhale all the way down. Push all the way back up to plank and lift the hips down. Bending the knees. We're going to step or hop or float or jump to the front of the mat, back into that Uttanasana, into that fold position. Push into the whole of the foot. Bend the knees slightly, engage the core, lift all the way up. And hands to you. Sweep the hands forwards. And then sink the hips and bend the knees and the elbows. Sink all the way down to chest and sides. Slice the hands to one side. And either you can then bring the hands towards the chest and then allow the elbow to come over, or so you revolve and you chin, or you can take a wider revolve. So wherever you are, even if you're just turning to the side with hands together. All the way back to center, you can lift up and let the legs just separate. And then sink all the way back down. So as if you're sitting into a nice big captain's chair. And then allow the hands either to come to the side and open, or this is a good point at which you can take the hands towards you and turn it with a revolved chair. Or you might find that a little bit of the pressure at the back on the leg, and you can open the hands this way. It might just be that's a kind of option for you. Keep that breath working. Sweep all the way back up, lift all the way up to the sky. Bring the hands all the way together. You might take the gaze towards the thumbs. You might lift and lengthen a little higher. You might even take the thumbs an inch back. Feel that length to the front body. Hands come to the heart. Bend the knees softly, engage the core into a fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're going to come all the way down, step right back into plank, or you can come to that tabletop position. And the choice is here. You can take a full Chaturanga Dandasana, if that's your practice, or you can come to child's pose and take a breath. Keep that length of the gaze towards the mat. And then we're going to play. So you might bring the knees down, come to Bhujangasana, or you might keep the chest open and forwards, tap the toes and come to up dog. So I'm giving you lots of different options here. Wherever we are, we're going to come all the way up to downward facing dog. Or stretching into that all fours position as well. And knees down, and you can stretch through the front body. Keep the breath moving here. Little challenge for you, wherever you are, even if you're working here. Can you lift the right palm very slightly off the mat? And just have a little balance here. Do this in downward facing dog. You can do it with the knees. If you need to come down, that's fine. Lift the left. I've got a wee trick for you, Isla, that might help your wrists, okay? And I'll maybe show it to everybody. Come all the way down to the mat. And then take the active child's pose stretch. And then come all the way back up. So, some who have been practicing for a long time, I've got a lady in Quantic actually, who has got a thin towel, and she's wrapped the thin towel into like a little sausage across the mat. And what that does, so if you imagine, so I'm just going to have your wrists here, you can buy a cork wedge, okay, which is just a posh piece of cork with like a mouth shape on it. But what the idea is that you raise the back of the heel of your hands, you're still accessing the fingers, but you're taking a little bit of pressure off the back of the wrist. When you come into downward facing dog, very different experience if you're not keen on that, because what we're trying not to do is push into the heel of our hand. But I can, so have you got a blanket or anything?
What was it?
Oh, your blanket's going to go around. Oh, thank you. A little, yeah, I wonder it might be too big.
I can try it.
Pardon?
I can try it.
Yeah, that would be perfect. So you just need a little bit. So I say roll mat, but not my yoga mats are made to like lie flat. So it just raises a little bit, it takes pressure. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to come back into downward facing dog. And again, if you're not keen on downward facing dog, you can still work your knees on the mat, stretch through the front of the body. And if you're in downward facing dog, you can come into tripod. If you're in your knees, you can just stretch the leg out behind you, balance the leg. So we're going to drop the left foot and allow the right leg to come through the leg. That's it, that's brilliant. So there are options there to take a knee and leg balance. If you're in tripod, you can stack your hips. If you're in a little kind of knees, you can circle the knees, you're working hip. And again, if you're in tripod, you can also circle. When we circle one way, we circle the other. Does that help a little bit, Ivy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I can show you at the end of the class, just on my phone, show you what you can get. Drop back down the facing dog, hand to the right, lift the left, work on the other side of the and then open that hip. So you're really taking the heel, you're keeping your body facing forward, so you're still keeping even pressure. Push into the fingertips. And then maybe just allow that knee just to take a circle on one side. And then reverse that circle. Back to downward facing dog. Bend the knees and look forward so the hips are high. And you can either step through the midline or you can take a little hop, or a slow or a jump. Allow yourself to come to forward fold. And then we're just going to hinge at the hips, drawing ourselves, pushing to the feet, to stand up and hold on. So it's like a cork wedge that goes across and I'll show you a picture of it. You find something like foam or something. A little bit of extra power. I thought it's a garage, I can find out. We've got bits floating around literally. So we're going to go through a little flow. So come to Tadasana, and I'm going to bring my feet together just because I'm going to challenge myself, my balance tonight. If you're not wanting to, keep your feet a little further apart, wherever you're comfortable. Take a moment in Tadasana with a breath. Inhale and exhale. Sweep into chair, so I'm going to sink the hips, take the gaze forwards into chair. I'm going to lift all the way up. Hands come to prayer. Bring them all the way down. I'm going to come to eagle arms. So I'm going to use the left arm. And I'm going to come to Garudasana. Now, if you wish, you can just keep them apart actually. You can just crack. If you wish, only if you wish, you can bend the knees slightly, and I'm going to go into the leg here. So my left arm up, so I'm going to take my right foot over. Step to the mat. It might find its way all the way around the back into the balance. Your drishti needs to be not on someone who's moving. And normally just past and through the hands with the tip. Unravel it. Cactus arms opens, it just gives to re-stretch. And then to the opposite side, wrapping the arms. And just, if you wish, sinking into the legs. One side might be easier than the other for you. Pushing through elbows. Look around the class, but I'd fall over. Unravel it. Cactus arms if you wish. Lift all the way up to the sky. Hands come to the heart. We're going to leave the right foot at the front of the mat and step to the warrior one. So we're going to step that back foot side of the mat, bending the front knee. If you want to really push this pose, then you can take a wider stance, allowing the thigh to become parallel with the mat below. It's not comfy for everybody with lower back, so it might be the higher pose is better. So neutralize that tailbone slightly. So try not to scoop the back right back, so you can feel your kind of pelvis moving. If you put your hands on the hips, so really push into the heels. So the heels are now coming towards each other. Brilliant. We're going to sweep all the way, warrior one, just gaze can be high, or it can be just gently in front. Excellent. Keep that breath moving. Push into the heel, allow that front leg to straighten. Bring the hands back to the heart. As we inhale, we're going to exhale into pyramid. Don't lock that front knee. Now, we're going to come to warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. From pyramid, that means our back foot is going to help step up, okay? So it's going to step towards that front foot. So really push into the front foot. If you want to bring the front foot closer in, you can sweep that front foot under you. It might just be that you're coming forwards and you're just starting a balance and you're not lifting that back more. It might be that you bend the knee, and it might be that you can lift that back foot wherever is comfy for you. It might be that you're just hovering that leg, so island. So just concentrate on that standing leg first, with the back toe just on that, so bringing your weight forwards. Then think about lifting when you put your weight over the standing leg. Brilliant. Support the pose, lifting through the body and allowing that heel to lift as well. Then draw that back foot all the way back down, foot facing forwards, coming into high lunge. I did choose to challenge myself on tightrope. I'm like, here, wobbling. You can always take the foot across if you want. Inhale, lift all the way up into high lunge. Bring the hands forwards as if you're gently reaching out to somebody. And then shift the body weight forwards. You're going to come down to the mat. So we're going to draw into low lunge, lift up, low lunge, crescent moon, untuck the toes as you finish. Wonderful. Hands come forwards, frame the foot, and you can do this, that's it. And your choice, you can either come to a child's pose and rest, or you can step to plank. Brilliant, you can bring these if you want to, or you can kind of, as if you were a Concorde landing, okay? Your chest is going forwards, so you're just kind of landing forwards. That's the best way of describing the movement, all the way down. But you need fairly strong core and shoulders. And then into Cobra. So bringing knees down is an option. Tuck the toes, lift up into plank, or keep knees down if you wish. Back into downward facing dog, or knees on in that little tabletop. You've got choices here. You can step or hop to the front of the mat, or you can anchor the right foot, lift the left up into tripod, draw the knee all the way to the front of the mat, step forwards, and then draw the other foot. So you come into Uttanasana. Lots of different transitions. Sweep all the way up, hands up to the sky. Heart. Inhale, we go to chair, Utkatasana. Keep the breath here. Hands come to the heart again. Opposite foot now is going to step back. So we lift and we're going to step to warrior one. Push the heels into the floor and then draw them as if they're moving towards each other. That allows a really firm footing. You should feel the inner thigh just engage and activating. Inhale, sweep the hands. Keep that breath moving. You can bring Ujjayi breath to any of this, and if you're not familiar with Ujjayi breath, we'll go through that as well. Hands come to the heart. Just push through that front leg, but don't lock that knee. Inhale, lifting and lengthening the spine. Exhale, forwards into pyramid. Now we're going to come to Virabhadrasana, 3 warrior 3. So you can turn that back foot if you wish. Step that foot, so you give your last kind of bring your weight over stand and push up, or keep the toes on the mat. Absolutely fine either way. So your front body comes forwards, your back body comes up. Toes can, if you wish, point towards the mat, and then you can lift the heel. But you could also work on just that standing balance with the toes. Gently draw that back foot so it comes back down to the mat, coming to high lunge. So you're going to keep the foot facing forwards, allow a lift in the body, high lunge. Draw the hands forwards as if you're reaching towards somebody. And then gently allow the back knee to come down, untuck that foot. Sweep the hands if you wish out to the side and kick up to low lunge as you. Bring the hands to the front of the mat. You can, if you want to, come to child's pose, knees together, take a break, or you can step back to plank. And from plank, take a choice of vinyasa. So if you're working towards wanting to come to Chaturanga, Dandasana, allow the elbows to still face the back of the mat,
narrow into the body. The chest leads the movement. If you feel you're just about to collapse, bring the knees down to support you. Okay, and then come all the way to Bhujangasana. If you've got full practice, that's absolutely fine. Keep going. Inhale to Bhujangasana. Exhale all the way back down, and we're going to all tuck the toes, lift the hips, come to Balasana, child's pose. And just take a moment here stretching. You might take hands to the side of the mat. You might take the index finger and the thumbs together in a little diamond shape. Wherever you are. Breathing into the side of the body. Then lift the hips, move yourself forward, tuck the toes all the way into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, into downward facing dog. And bending the knees, looking forwards, come up to the tiptoes if you wish. And just play on the heels there. And then step all the way forwards. And we're going to sweep all the way up, back to mountain. Ujjayi breath, taking a moment here is just a yogic breath, so very basic yogic breath. We inhale through our nose, and as we do, we catch the top of the throat. So you kind of make as if you put a shell to your ear, you can hear the sea. And then when we exhale, it kind of still goes out your nose, but you catch the back of your throat. It's kind of a way of explaining it. Just try it. And what that does, gives you a deepening of the breath. You're inhaling through the nose. The nose is a good way of cleansing the breath as well. And it's something very well if you have it to bring to practice. If not, you can start using it if you wish. So we're going to just draw the hands gently to the side of the body, to mountain and to Tadasana. Inhaling, we're going to lift. Exhaling, we're going to fold. You can sweep the hands all the way to the side if you wish, coming all the way down to Uttanasana. Bring your weight over the feet. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway, and just allow length from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And as if you're balancing a wee china cup on the back of your neck, so you can tuck the chin just gently. And then we're going to fold. And we're going to step as wide as the yoga mat. Heels can come down to the mat if you wish. And we're just going to drop the hips into Malasana. You might still be quite high. If that's you, that's fine. You might drop the hips all the way down. You might bring the hands to the heart, whatever you are. Okay? If you've got blocks, wherever you are is absolutely fine. We're going to draw the hands all the way to the mat. We're going to bring our right foot just in. We're going to step to low lunge and draw the knee back and down. Sweep the hands, low lunge, crescent lunge, all the way up. Exhale the hands back down. Bring them inside the foot. And walk the foot, the right foot out to the edge of the mat. If you want to, roll onto the edge of the foot into this. If you don't have to extend the pose, you can draw the knee back as well. You can lift the knee off the mat if you wish. There's lots and lots. You can keep quite high in this verity as well. So I know you're just getting used to everything, so take your time. And then we're going to sweep the hand to the right side of the mat. Going to draw the knees together. I'm going to come to camel, Uttanasana, the knees underneath the hip points and lift all the way up. So now you've got a lovely shape. I'm not going to send you straight to camel if you don't have a camel practice. But what you can do is take the hands gently behind the back and forward the chest and lift up. If you do have a camel practice, you can play with that. You might wish to take a half camel, so right hand might come up. Having realised what I did to my back last week with the yoga bag, I think I'm going to avoid camel tonight. But I'm not going to hold it, but you can, if you want to come down and touch heels, if you've got that practice. It's not too bad. It just depends where you are. Come back to your camel. And then we're going to take the left foot forwards into lizard lunge on the other side. Hands come down. I didn't do that very gracefully for you. Allow, and if you want, you can just step back into a high lunge variety. So you don't have to be hands, you can actually just step back. Right, wherever that's coming from. Keep this as high as you want. And you might want to roll onto the edge of that foot in lizard, opening the hip. Knee can come down if you want to. You might even be coming towards the yoga mat if you've got a block. Give you lots of options here just to play. Walking the hand to the outside of the mat, walk the foot in, you're now into a low lunge position. Lift as you come, lift up out the hips, push into that front foot, don't scrunch the toes, sweep all the way, low lunge crescent wing. Hands are going to come forwards. Step the knees back together into camel. Allow yourself to sweep up, and you might now bring the left hand and the right hand. So you're over the chest. That's brilliant. If you have a camel practice, feel free. You might want to take the hands to the back, just opening the chest. You don't have to take this as a huge back bend at all. If you have a camel practice and you want to try it, what we're doing is keeping the front of the body relatively flat. There is this kind of teaching point that you must keep your hips as the wall in front of the body. You don't have to. You're leaning back a little bit, opening the chest, and that might be you. We don't bend from the lower back here. What we're actually doing is open the chest. So we're leaning back, we're actually opening the chest a little. So that's allowing us to use the whole of the spine rather than bending just on that lower back, which is going to be brilliant for you. And that's why I use the hands to support gently. And it may be blocks. And you might have an inside or outside depending where that's coming. And you can use blocks just to open the chest. So this is not back bend as such. I'm opening the chest here. So it's about playing. And you never ever let the neck just go back. I'm using and lengthening the sides of my throat. So I'm just opening the neck and then allowing that space. So totally up to you if you play with it or not. Whenever we do something where there's any bending forwards, we take a counter pose. So we're going to come all the way to the mat and just slide into your really child's pose. Allowing stretch all the way back, smooth. And then we're going to draw our knees together, walk the hands towards us, bring ourselves all the way up. Doesn't matter where you are on the mat, probably the middle is in, and then bring yourself gently out, mountain hinging at the hips. I'm just going to work through a little flow. Now, I think I'm going to probably do this. Yeah, I'll use the length of the mat. You can do this and step quite wide. I will just play with the flow and have a relaxation as well. So I'm going to play with a little moon salutation. So we come to mountain. And as we inhale, lifting, we're going to just lock our thumbs together. And as we do, soften the knees to inhale. Really push into the heels. So really think about lifting up through kind of the quadriceps, pushing into our muscles, engage the calf muscles. Inhale, and we're going to exhale forwards and over to the side. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale across to the other side. All the way back up. We're going to take the hands all the way out to the side. So we're going to step into star pose. Now this is where you can step off the mat if you wish, or you can step, and you really want to do this, you can step to the side of the mat, just like that. And focus. So your choice is where you are, and I'll guide you. We're going to come into a fold here, a wide fold. What we're going to do is bring our hands all the way down to our legs, push into the heels, soften the knees, and we're going to fold forward. So wide fold here now. Hands might stay on the hips. You might find hands come to the mat. And allow the head back of the neck to lengthen. You're going to come all the way up, so you're going to push in the hips, engage the core as you lift back into star. We're going to fold across to the left-hand side, so we want to continue the legs, fold across to the left. Inhale all the way back up to star. Exhale across all the way to the other side. We're going to turn all the way to the front of the mat, and if you're at the back of the mat, you can stay at the back of the mat, doesn't matter. This is called mandala, when you just go all over the place 360, it's absolutely fine. So we're now in a runner's lunge position. We're going to drop the back knee, lengthen the feet, come to the front if you wish. Inhale, low lunge all the way up. Exhale, draw the hands all the way, frame the foot, step to camel. Sweep all the way up into camel, lifting the hands high. If you wish, you can bring your hands to the back and just open the chest. Rolling all the way back down, bring the hands, step the opposite foot now, low lunge. So left foot comes forward. You know me above. I did get left right this time. It's quite common here that I mix up right with left and Tanner it's a hand rather than a foot. It's quite normal. And then sweep all the way up into low lunge or high lunge even, it's absolutely fine. Bring the hands forwards. Step to plank. And just to add a little fire for you, we're going to come to forearm plank. Just drop it if you wish to the forearms, walking hands. You can keep the knees down, and then if you want to soften the pose. A good way of forearm is also taking the hands together. So you can actually interlace the fingers, draw the knees to soften it if you wish. Bring the whole of the body down towards the yoga mat. Bring the hands in front of you, forearms parallel, and just push the pelvis into the mat, coming into this lovely Egyptian lion pose. If it's too much in the lower back, you can just soften the elbows out to the side. Then bring the hands gently under you. We're going to come all the way back to child's pose. Take a wee stretch. And then wherever you are, turn with your heels to the side of the mat, to the front of the mat, and come all the way back down to seated. Honestly, and the other thing I know about you get to know about me is I do these wonderful plans. Like, yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll do that, and then I do absolutely the opposite of what I planned. But do you know what? That's, I guess, responding and looking at the class and changing things. So we've kind of done some of it. It's quite normal for me to change it. So we're going to come with our legs all the way out into Dandasana, into staff pose. So a staff pose, absolutely, if you've got that blanket, you can draw again some height into this, but tuck the pelvis under slightly. So instead of sitting down on your sit bones and letting your pelvis tilt back a bit, tuck the pelvis slightly under, so your tailbone tucks very slightly under. What that does, it allows you to put hands either side. If you've got blocks, you can use blocks. You can sit the block if you want, if it's comfy, there's nothing to stop you. If it's comfy, do it. Wherever we are, we're going to press into the backs of the legs and draw the toes towards you. Taking a moment here. And then draw the right foot over to the outside of the left leg. You can stay here if you wish. That's you, and that's comfy, that's fine. Or the left leg can lift that right hip, the left leg can come just to the side. But if you're not comfy with that, just leave that left leg just out the way. Either way, doesn't make sense. And then our left arm is going to gently lift to the sky. And we're just going to wrap towards our knee. Brilliant. You can lengthen through the spine. You can use a little pressure. The knee against the arm. Unraveling. Draw the legs out long. And wrap the opposite foot. Left leg over. See? Really got it. The left leg over. It's a comedy show sometimes. And then the right leg out. Switch. What I can guarantee is by Christmas you'll be really good at playing Twister. And then your right arm all the way up. And then gently wrap on the opposite side. So gentle inhale and exhale. And then we're going to unravel. And we're going to bring the feet in front of us. We're going to come all the way down to the mat. So just allow yourself just to come down, just rolling down. And just take a moment here. We're going to take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. And you might just keep the knees together and allow the spine just to curve naturally. Or you might take a little spine twist here. Just dropping the knees back and forwards. Wherever you are, just taking a moment. Might even take knees into the chest if you want to, just tuck the hands onto the shins. And then I'm going to kind of just allow a little relaxation. So if you've got a blanket, just grab your blanket, maybe pop your socks on if you wish, and allow yourself to come back. Or you can stay where you are. It's actually, I'm not going to say it, but it is slightly warmer than it was. I want to say it's warming up, but then it hasn't been warm. Allow yourself to come to Shavasana. So Shavasana, if you find lying on the hard mat and floor, you can bend the knees and allow the soles of the knees to come to the side of the mat and the knees together. Or just bend the knees over. Wherever you want. Taking time. Maybe allowing yourself to just shuffle the shoulder blades just underneath you. Allow the body just to settle. Allow the breath just to rise and fall. And then take a deep inhale, filling the body. And a deep exhale. Slowly, slowly waking the fingers. Slowly waking the toes. And then allow yourself just to roll onto your side, coming all the way back up to seated. And as you come back up, just taking a moment. Bringing the hands gently to the heart. And don't rush. Taking an inhale. Taking an exhale. Just working very slowly with the breath. And thank you very much for joining class tonight.
Thank you.
Take your time. It's fine. I'm just going to switch this.
Seafood from Candice with the water, I really like them upside down. Especially her. Yeah, that's Isabella. That's the one who did for the Brazil.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that recent, you know, people think it's in the midst of time. It's actually the period at which these paintings have been painted.
Well, when I was at Ben Wibbits, when we used to do Rock Challenge, the year we won it, not that I was competitive in any way as a head teacher, we did the theme was the Brazil, and Emma, I don't know if you know Emma Dulce.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Emma is the artist and she was amazing. She got the kids to the dances and the music, and it's just incredible. It's the whole story. It's just fascinating.
You mentioned bicycles on a corrie. I'm just chatting away.
All the kids play badminton here, 18 motors, and we especially got the biggest one of them.